What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to share with you a $20,000 mistake that ended up costing me over $1 million. We're also going to give you a walkthrough tour of this fourplex that in the last 5 years has made us over $580,000. And if you stick around till the end, we're going to give you a full tour and show you before and after pictures of a renovation that we just did that cost us around $10,000 and show you what that ROI is going to look like as well. So it's going to be a blast. Let's jump into it. First things first, I know you're wondering, Chandler, how did you make a $20,000 mistake that ended up costing you $1 million? This is the property that I own. However, if you look at this neighbor's property, it currently looks nicer, is cleaner, is newer, brings in more cash flow, and is what has ended up costing me, or I guess will cost me in total, well over $1 million. However, you're gonna have to stick around till the end of the video to hear that whole story because, yeah, it's a bummer. So we're gonna start in this one. This property was purchased 5 years ago. It has essentially had the same tenants in here for the majority of that time. We may have had 1 or 2 turns that were very inexpensive. One of the tenants that was here in the basement was here long before I ever purchased the property. I think they've been here 8 to 10 years. We've slowly been able to increase rents. They've been very happy, but they reached a point where they're moving out of town, and so they left it, and unfortunately, there's some serious wear and tear. So before we take you inside, we're gonna show you some of the pictures and videos of what we were dealing with. We had pet damage, we had issues in the walls, we were gonna need new flooring, new paint, and a real freshen up on the kitchen, the bathroom, and everywhere else. All right, let's check it out. So actually, we're gonna stop right here, Tanner. Before we go any further, oh, don't turn too much. We don't want to give it away. No, before we jump into it, I wanted to show you guys this, and I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. This is one of the properties that we actually looked at our last retreat. And on these retreats, we go and we show the real numbers. We open up the books, we show what we've got into the property, how we analyzed it, the returns that we've got on it. So it's a really cool experience because we just get to dive into the nitty-gritty parts of analyzing and finding phenomenal deals in real estate. Today, I'm gonna show you one of the pages we used at the last retreat to show the analysis on this property, what we were able to invest into it, and what our overall returns have been over the last 5 years. But if you're interested in catching our next retreat, we are doing one April 13th through April 15th. It's gonna be a phenomenal place for you to rub shoulders with other like-minded people that are crushing it in real estate. So if you're kind of stuck and you're thinking, you know what, I just don't have the right people surrounding me for where I'm at if I want to get to that next level. You are the people that you're surrounded by. And if you're not consistently connecting with people that are 1, 2, or 10 steps ahead of you, then you need to get out to this retreat. So the link is down in the description. And we have filled the majority of our private rooms. We are giving a little bit of a discount on our shared rooms if you're okay bunking up in the luxury homes we're staying in where they have multiple beds in the room. And so check it out. This is gonna be probably the last time that I pitch it because we are almost full, but I know there's someone watching right now that knows they need to get into the right rooms with the right people. And so this is your chance to do it. The link's down in the description. Hopefully we'll see you April 13th through 15th. In Vegas. All right, now that we've covered that, I'm gonna talk through the numbers on this property and we're gonna put this little pop-up right here. This property was purchased for $300,000 and at the time the rent was at $2,800. We estimated we could get rent up to $3,000 and we had a down payment of $75,000 with a loan amount of $225,000. We had a 3.62% interest rate on a 30-year fixed term. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, Chandler, of course you found a property that cash flows extremely well when you were buying at that time period. I get it. However, if you watch literally 2 videos ago, I'll show you another property that had returns just as good, if not better than this property that we've purchased in the last couple months. So don't lean into the excuses of, oh, interest rates are so high now, because guess what? When interest rates are high, other opportunities are available. And if you don't know what those are, you should probably come to the retreat with us or at the minimum, go watch that other video. Now, here is the cool part about this property. As you can see with this pop-up, the value is now at $650,000. That is a conservative estimate. I think there's a chance this fourplex could sell at $700,000 plus. But I wanted to be conservative so that nobody's calling me out. And this is with a very, very quick sell, we could get $650,000. We still owe $187,000. That means we have $463,000 in equity. Our rent when I made this sheet for the event was at $4,000. With the renovation we did on this unit, I'm assuming that's going to bump us up closer to $4,200 or $4,300 on rents. We've got our taxes of $400 a month, insurance of $65, maintenance of $480. And what's really cool about the maintenance expense is I plan on that and set it aside when running the numbers, but the reality is we hadn't spent all that. So renovations like this are more than covered with what we've set aside for CapEx and maintenance, which is something that if you're investing and analyzing properties properly, you should be doing so that when you have to do bigger turns like this, you've already planned for them. Next, you've got management at $240 a month, principal and interest of $1,025, leaving cash flow currently at $1,790 a month, or about $21,480 per year. Now, there are lots of things we were going to dive into with this property, but when we went back and looked at the equity gained, we looked at our cash flow and how it's slowly been bumped up since we purchased the property, and our total tax savings. The equity was $388,000. Cash flow is $133,000. Tax savings is $60,000. And again, that equity was just new equity since purchasing the property, not including down payment. And that puts us at a total of $581,000, or a 775% return on our initial investment. And when running those numbers, our initial investment is our down payment, any costs to make rent ready, and any closing costs we included in that number, and that's how you should do it when analyzing a rental property as well. Now, this property right here is a perfect example of why you should buy real estate and wait, not wait to buy real estate, with one caveat: you have to buy right. If you're analyzing properties in the proper way, if you're negotiating properly, you win on the buy. That is the most important part. Now, all the other stuff we're going to talk about matters, but if you win on the buy, you can have a home run deal like this. All right, now that we've done that, it's time to give you an actual tour of this property. So first off, all new flooring. It looks phenomenal. We put in new base in the entire property after ripping that up. That's after putting kills down to get rid of and neutralize any of the pet smell, so that it smells great in here. If you walk over here, you can see that the kitchen cabinets we fixed up. They may have even refinished after sanding some of these cabinets. They look phenomenal. And you can see I told them not to do anything with this. Now, a lot of times people will come in and over-renovate in these areas where all you need to do is pull the handles, maybe sand and refinish some of the areas that are having issues. The majority of it is just cleaning it up and making it look nice. And by saving this, we probably saved ourselves somewhere between $6,000 and $10,000, depending on how you would do it. And you are not going to get any more in rents. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes new investors make, is they look at it and they say, oh, it's a little old or it's dated, we should go and put in new stuff. Well, here's the deal. You completely kill your returns. As you saw on this property, cash flow for the whole year ends up being about $21,000, $22,000, a little bit more with where we're going to be able to adjust the rents here, because now this is brand new and ready for a new tenant. But it's going to be really hard to make that money back if you're spending double on a renovation. And the difference in the tenant you'll get is almost nothing, because the tenant is looking in a certain location. It's a multifamily property. And if you try to bump the price anymore, then you're competing with someone in a bigger, nicer, newer apartment complex with other amenities. Where we win on units like this is being the top of market for this niche. That means this is the nicest renovated property in this area, in this location. It's going to pull the highest amount of rents, which is going to be somewhere between $11,000 and $12,550. We're going to be pushing for that $12,550 mark. But if we were to spend that extra $10,000 on this kitchen, could we maybe justify $13,550? Yeah, maybe. But that extra $50 to $100 isn't worth this renovation, because when you start looking at $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 for this square footage, you look at who you're competing against and it's gonna be really hard to pull one of those tenants. So you need to know your location, you need to know what comparable rents are for this area, and if you're gonna do these renovations, you need to push to get in the middle or upper end and not spend any more than the absolute minimum it's gonna require to get you there, because otherwise you're just over renovating and throwing money away. All right, let's come over here. You can see we repainted literally everything, new base. We got new doorknobs. We put in all new plugs. And if you come back here, you can see in this bedroom, we also added new lighting fixtures. These things are literally like 20 bucks and they completely change how the room feels. It's a much more white light, makes it feel a little bit more modern, a little bit more nice for zero expense going into that. You can come back here and see the bathroom. Again, we do not want to over renovate. This was able to be saved, cleaned up, looks nice. We put in a new mirror, we put in new lighting, and then we refinished this. This, I think, cost us under $1,000 to go in and redo all of the tile, and it turned out so awesome. They also, if you look close, refinished the tub, and this was hammered, there was rust, it was really banged up, and the tile did not look good. It was faded and had just lots of gunk and other stuff in the cracks and crevices. This completely changed the feel, and again, very, very inexpensive. A lot of these old tile, I have fallen in love with sealing these, and so far we haven't had any issues with the process we've used, so you can completely refresh in a bathroom and keep it very, very inexpensive. If we were to retile this, probably would have been thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. If you come in here, this is another bedroom. Looks nice. We added this light fixture, which I think brightens it up a lot in here. And I think if I remember right, we didn't even have a light in here to begin with. They probably added this. And I have a crew at this point that just rolls through these, and we kind of know where my costs are and they just take care of it. So a lot of these decisions I'm pretty uninvolved in, and I've really enjoyed that. I just get to come see the finished product. So that's one bedroom, two bedroom, living room. Gives you a real feel of how this property is laid out, and I think it turned out awesome. Again, we're hoping to push that higher end. We'll have to keep you guys posted on where we end up on rents on this property. All right, guys, that's a full walkthrough of this property. It turned out awesome, and I think the best part is renovations like this, I don't feel them because we analyze these properties properly. This has been a phenomenal home run deal, and it's so nice to show you guys the numbers and look back and say, holy crap, we haven't spent the expenses we planned for, so now we're in a place where when we have to go and spend $8,500 on a turn like this, we don't feel it because we've gotten the returns we were planning on all along. All right, guys, this is definitely one of the bigger mistakes I've made in my investing career, and it's because at the time I was so hung up on my cash-on-cash return and what I believed I could do in that department that I really gave very little value to long-term appreciation, to maintenance long-term. I was still, I don't want to say an inexperienced investor, but I was just very committed to a 20% cash-on-cash return or higher, which this property right here has been able to do. And so at the time, I was looking at this property and at this property, and they were both owned by the same seller. Now, that property you can see is newer, it is nicer, it is larger, it has these big vaulted ceilings upstairs, and when negotiating on it, I got to the point where they were willing to sell me this at $300,000 by itself, or both of them for $620,000. So I kind of viewed it as a, well, you know, this property, the numbers cash flow well. Because of the location at the time, this wasn't renting very much better than this was, and I wasn't sure how much better it could rent. And honestly, I hate saying that because I feel like I didn't do my research or something, but I passed on this property. He then went on just a couple months later to sell that property for over $400,000 to the right buyer. He was just motivated to unload both of them, and I missed horribly. The other thing that's unique about this is it has a little shop bay over there. They've got garages in the back. These have garages in the back too. But you can see the finishes are so much newer. The building is newer. The stairs are nicer. The interior is nicer. There was more square footage. And now as rents have evolved and changed, and as this area has started to get a little more cleaned up, there's a park just over here. I would say the value of this property is probably $100,000 to $200,000 more than this property. I would also say if I was renting this one now, I would be able to get $100 to $200 per month in rents in every single unit more. And when I've looked back at those numbers, I mean, this property has yielded a return of heck, $680,000 over the course of the last 5 years. I would bet this one is getting really close to the point where if it isn't already within the next couple of years, I probably missed out on $1 million return between cash flow, appreciation, principal paydown, and tax benefits that could have been mine had I have manned up and invested in this property. And the reason that I share this with you is it's so important to get crystal clear in what your criteria is and why. And a lot of times it's very easy to say, oh, I want a 20% cash on cash return. However, you've got to be honest with yourself and saying, hey, do I have the funds available? And am I in a place where if I pass on a 17% cash on cash return property that has more potential upside with appreciation, lower maintenance, these other things, am I making a mistake? And I was so hyper-focused on one criteria that I really didn't have, in my opinion, back then, a great buy box. It's turned out phenomenally well because of the market that I was buying in. But this property torments me because I look at it and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, that is worth so much more just looking at it than $20,000 more than this property long term. And even in the short term, so that is my big mistake. That is one that I will forever drive by and see this property. Now, I'm probably getting close to where the exterior of this property we need to address and get it up to where it's going to look very similar to that property next door. Just because we have great square footage and we've got good tenants, we've been able to increase rents in this area because of a lot of the renovations that have happened. But my one challenge to you is make sure that you don't get so hyper-focused. And more than anything else, it just comes down to one of my favorite quotes that I've used for years. And that is, successful people know what they want, so they act quickly and they hold to those decisions, where unsuccessful people don't know what they want, so it takes them a long time to make decisions and they don't hold to those. If you are crystal clear in your criteria and why, and a lot of times it just comes down to getting crystal clear on how low you can drop that criteria, but then hold firm to it, it's gonna pay dividends. Now, I was in a market that I was very lucky with. However, there are markets that some of them you don't get lucky with. And that's why I've been so strict on my criteria. And so even though I missed out on a huge upside on this property, I'm grateful that whatever my criteria was at the time, I held steadfast to it, because it's ended up making me lots of money and protecting me if anything does happen in the market where things go the other direction. So learning lessons, something to remember, something that also has forced me to be a little more lenient in what my criteria is, while still holding to what it is that I've lowered it down to and being unbendable in that, because that's a huge thing. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, hit the little bell. We'll look forward to seeing you in the future videos. And again, if you're thinking about coming to the Vegas retreat, click the link, check it out, see what you think, because I promise you, getting in the right rooms can forever change your life. As of right now, I think almost every person that has come with money but not owning real estate has ended up buying real estate after coming to the retreats, and everyone else that's come has been able to scale and has been super grateful for the connections and the education, and more than anything else, the clarity they've gotten there. And so if you're feeling stuck, take the leap. I promise you won't regret it. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded people but the event doesn't make sense, you can also click the other link for the Creative Cash Flow Club. We've got some really exciting things coming up there that, let me just say, the price is going to be going up because we are adding some really, really cool stuff that, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.